Okay, so let me show you my simple and humble YouTube studio setup for 2020. First of all, let's start with my lights. This behind me is my main key light. I only have one key light, and that is the Godox SL60W. Right now it's flashing light on the ceiling to give myself a little bit of light in this room because I don't want to use the ceiling light. And usually I'm also using this softbox from Nice Photo with the Godox SL60 to give myself a nice and soft, pleasing light. My second light is this Falconized F7 RGB pocket light. Right now it's mounted on the shelf and it's flashing light on the wall. And that's exactly what I'm doing with this light. Usually when I film my videos, I just want to have a little bit of more light in the background. I'm just splashing light with this Falconized F7 to the wall, and that's pretty much it. Sometimes I change the color if I want to, so I can change it to any color that I want, as you can see. Sometimes I'm also using this light, the Vijim VL196, but for the most part, I'm only using the Godox SL60W with the Falconized F7 to add a little bit of light in the background or act as a kicker light, rim light, and so on. Now let's move to my main A-roll camera angle setup. Okay, so this is my main camera A-roll setup. I have here the Fujifilm X-T4 and the Fujinon 6-55, and that's my main camera setup for pretty much 90% of my videos. Sometimes I do use my GoPro, like right now, but for the most part, this is my main camera setup, and I'm really pleased with the quality, with ease of use of this camera. It's really amazing. Then this camera is sitting on a light stand here, as you can see, but this is temporary. I'm gonna change this light stand soon to a carbon fiber tripod. Then the next thing that I have on the light stand is a magic arm. And then on the magic arm, I have a double cold shoe mount. One side I have my monitor that I'm gonna change soon to a better monitor. This is not a really great monitor. It has some glitches and issues. I'm gonna change it up soon. And then here is usually where I put my iPhone. I put my iPhone just like so. I lock it in here. And then I can read the bullet points for the video and also monitor myself on the same stand. Very comfortable. And this is where my camera is pointing at. It's an empty wall. And some of you asked me if I'm using a backdrop. No, I am not using a backdrop. This is just a simple, plain wall, basically. And also here on the floor, I have some blanket just to absorb the sound echoes in the room and so on. Okay, and that's pretty much my A-roll setup. As you can see, very, very simple and clean. I like to keep it simple and clean to be as efficient and as effective as possible with my filming and with my videos. Now let's move on to my desk setup. Okay, so this is my desk setup, and as you can see, it's very, very clean and minimalistic, and that's on purpose because I use this desk to edit my videos, to watch content, and I also use this desk to film B-roll and to shoot thumbnails sometimes. So I like to keep it clean, so I'll be able to remove everything as fast as possible, bring the desk in the middle of the room, shoot my thumbnails, B-roll or something like that, and then bring it all back and work on my iPad. So what I have in here, briefly, I have a little plant, and I have my Bluetooth keyboard, I have my Bluetooth mouse, and I have my iPad Pro to edit all of my videos. And I also have two USB cables in here, one USB-C and one lightning cable to charge my iPhone. And I also have my SD card reader to transfer all of my footage from my cameras to the iPad. And sometimes I also have here my AirPods. They are somewhere on the room. I don't know exactly where. And one more thing that I want to mention before I'm going to move to my overhead setup is that, as you can see, my room is pretty empty, and that is on purpose because I want to move stuff around as fast and as efficiently as possible with nothing interfering in the middle of the room. So, for example, if I'm shooting now with my A-roll angle, I have the light in here on the side, I finish shooting and I want to move to my overhead setup, I can pick up the light really easily, walk around, and bring it to my overhead setup in a really simple way. Soon I'm going to actually add wheels to this light stand, so I'll be able to move it even faster. And as you can see, I can bring it back and forth really easily. The same thing applies for the desk. So if I want to put the desk in the middle of the room, I can do so in a matter of seconds because nothing is interfering in the middle of the room. So that's why I like to keep it very spacious, clean, and simple. Now let's move to my overhead setup. Yo, editing Roman here, and there's one thing that I forgot to mention in my YouTube setup, and that is my audio setup. So this is my audio setup. The Zoom H1N audio recorder and the Rode SmartLav Plus lavalier microphone. This is my whole audio setup for my YouTube videos. I use this setup for 90 to 95% of my videos. Sometimes I do use the Rode Video microphone, which I'm using right now with my Fujifilm X-T4, but for the most part I'm using the SmartLav Plus with the Zoom H1N because it's really convenient, it's easy to use, and I just love the audio quality from this microphone and from this recorder. Let's continue. Okay, so let me show you my overhead setup. I have already made a video about this setup. If you want to watch this video, I'm going to leave a link up here. But basically what I have in here is a small computer desk. On top of the computer desk, I have this PVC background. I have several colors. I have blue, I have orange, I have also gray, and maybe I'm gonna buy some other colors in the future. And to hold these backgrounds, I'm using these clamps. Then here on the side, I have like a shelf thing. I usually keep the stuff that's related to the video that I'm shooting on this thing, like my scale, for example, or maybe if I'm reviewing, I don't know, filters. I have some filters here on the side to compare to, or some other things that I can keep here, like my light remote controller, or some other things like that. Then here on the left side, I have a white foam board to bounce the light from my main key light and to add a little bit more light to the setup. And then obviously I have here a big tripod, and then on top of the tripod I have a horizontal arm with a ball head that's pointing downwards. I'll be able to put my camera right away and it will point downwards. Let me just show you how everything looks from a close angle. So this is the desk, and this is the scale, this is the computer desk, this is the PVC background. This is pretty much what the camera sees. Clamps, plant, white foam board. This is the PVC background. Like I said, I have blue and I have gray. Here I have two sandbags that I've made myself to hold this tripod so it won't move around, it will be sturdy. And as you can see, on top of the tripod, I have this horizontal arm with this ball head. And before I forget, one more important thing is that when I finish filming with my aerial camera, I just brought it here. I usually take out the camera and I put it here. It has the same quick release mechanism. Okay, it stays there. And to monitor my shots, I simply bring this light stand with the magic arm attached, with everything attached. I just bring it here, close to me, and boom. I now can monitor my shots. So I sit here and then I see this monitor, and I also put my iPhone in here with the bullet points. Everything is very simple and clean. And once I finish, I simply stand up, take this light stand tripod thing, and I bring it back here. Boom. Okay, so before I'm gonna finish, let me show you a couple more small details. I have here a shelf where I keep all of my gear, my GoPros, my camera bag, my drone, and some other tools that I'm using. Also, as you can see on the windows, I have blankets, and this serves two purposes. One is to absorb the echo in this room because this room has a lot of echo. And the second thing is to block the light from outside, because I like to use artificial light as much as possible, because I like to be in control of lighting rather than relying on the sun from the outside. So yeah, this is pretty much it. And as you can see, my YouTube studio setup is really simple and minimalistic, and I like to keep it this way because it keeps me focused, keeps me efficient, and also, more importantly, effective to give you the best results possible, the best videos possible. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below, and I guess I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.